What's up? Okay, so what I talked about with my person was incredible. I think what she told me was absolutely what I needed to hear and what I needed to know in order to further my career choices and preferences of being a marine biologist. Okay, so what we talked about was what are the main responsibilities and what a typical day for a marine biologist is like. So she said that the main responsibilities they have are collecting data in the field. That can be working in the lab to collect samples or collecting samples from ships or boats, or they can test the samples where they can test the samples in the lab, or you can even publicize your findings. Um, Now, a typical day for a marine biologist is not typical for anyone. Um, I would say there are two types of marine biologists. You can either be in the lab or you can be in the field. I will probably do the field and, do both. And she does both too, but she's mainly in the field. Um, what you can do for a typical day, for example, you can be out in the field all day, collecting samples in the water, be diving, collecting samples of reefs or the water quality, or you can be on the shore collecting samples of rocks or shells, or you can even like observe the animals in the water and see like is the population decreasing, increasing. The options are honestly endless. And then um yeah, like the typical day just honestly depends on what kind of marine biologist you are. And she spoke of what she liked the most and least about her work. She said what she liked most is that it was everything that she's passionate about, which is just like me. She said that she loved that she got to travel everywhere and see all these amazing places that are absolutely stunning. She said that because of her job, because of her job, she's seen things that she probably would have never seen or experienced ever. And she said that she was also passionate about the water and the ocean and animals. Like, she's always loved animals her whole life, and the ocean because it's just so vast and mysterious, and because we're finding new species in the water every single day, which is insane. Um, yeah, like, I love that too. Like, the ocean scares the fuck out of me, but it's also so stunning. Like, I love it. Like, what more could you want? Like, that's perfect for me. She said what she liked least about her job is that when she's out in the field, she's gone for weeks or even months studying. Like, she's done researches on remote islands, um, or you can even research like in Antarctica and you're staying there for months and it's freezing and you're sleeping in a tent. Yeah, like the fact that you have to deal with all different climates and terrain is very harsh, but I think it's very worth it, and it's not for everybody, but I would love to do that because I want to experience everything in this life, and I will. Now, she said how she began her career. This was very interesting for me because she's still in school yet she's still a marine biologist, which I think is so dope, and hopefully that's me in the future. She's on her second year and trying to get her PhD, so she has 2 more years, and she's been in school for 6 years, so in total she'll be in school for 8 years. And I'm really glad that she's still in school because then I relate to her, even though like we're not that close in age. Like, I can still relate to her, and she's not that much older than me. Um, because originally I was only planning on staying in school for 6 years, but I might do 8 now or 7. I really don't want to do 8. I really was just planning on doing 6, but we'll see. She said that she went to school in Lisbon, Portugal. What? Like, who does that? That's incredible. Go her. And then she studied abroad in Denmark for graduate school. And now she's on her second year, and I'll probably do 6 years, and hopefully I can still have like the same opportunities as her. But she said how she like got to actually doing this is because she works at a lab now where she's doing research for her PhD thesis research project. So that's so awesome. Like, she has the best of both worlds, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully I can do that. Hopefully around, like, when I'm the same age as her, that would be incredible. And she spoke of what major accomplishments are valued and rewarded in this field. And she said the ones that are major breakthroughs. She said whether it be finding a new specimen, proving a theory wrong, or even coming up with your own theory and proving it right. Or even like the ones that affect mankind and society and how we live, and like what will make the globe like what really affects humankind, and how like it's either deteriorating the earth, or it is like helping to save the earth. For example, like plankton that eats gasoline, or CO2 in the water. Like major breakthroughs that will really affect people, or something that people have never even heard of, is what is valued in this field. And I'm so glad I talked to her. I'm so glad I found her specifically, because the fact that she's still in school and she's doing exactly what I want to do, like, she is like my role model. I don't know for sure if I'm going to stick with marine biology, and something that she told me that really stuck with me is that she was never 100% sure if she wanted to do this. She said that she just kept doing it and going with it, and she said that she loved it and she never wanted to stop, so she didn't. So she's just going to keep doing it until she wants to stop, and I think that's what I'm going to do, because ever since I can remember, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a pediatrician, and now I want to be a marine biologist. But I don't know 100%. I just know that I want to work with what I'm passionate about, and I knew that had to be music, animals, or nature, and I just knew that I had to work with animals or nature. Like, the music industry, I love music, but I don't think I can do that for the rest of my life, and it's very cutthroat, so I don't want to do that. But the thing with marine biology is that I wanted to work with mammals. And of course, the ocean is the complete opposite of that. I'll be working with amphibians, reptiles, everything, crustaceans, everything except mammals pretty much, unless I work with like whales or sea otters or sea lions, something like that. But that's kind of rare unless you're doing like a research study, which I could do, but I'm just saying. Yeah, so I want to work with mammals, but I want to work with nature, and I wanted to be in the forest, with greenery and foliage. That's what makes me feel so alive and clean and free. So if I don't become a marine biologist, I'll probably be like a scientist at a zoo, and I'll collect samples from the animals so that way I can still work with mammals and I'll have my greenery. Or I can be a conservationist and I can travel all over the world taking samples of the soil, plants, trees, air quality, and I can still work with animals, but I can still be in nature. So for now, I think I'm still going to stick with marine biology, but who knows? The world is my oyster, as it is to everyone. And for now, I'm going to stick with it, but we'll just see where that leads me.